What we see is different than what everybody else experiences. I don't know that I even got to walk through the garages on a leisurely walk enough to be able to see what all was there. And it was nice to hear him say, as all the people come in, that it gave him that feeling, because the community and the feeling that we get when we put all of this work into an event and we see the community come and start enjoying it is more of a reward than anything I could ever explain.
Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show, the Rec Room Podcast, a series that offers a unique behind-the-scenes look at Henry County, Georgia's award-winning Parks and Recreation Department, led by a dedicated and dynamic team committed to serving their community. In this episode, join Craig LeBlanc, Thomas White, and the Henry County Parks and Recreation team as they share real-world experiences, lessons learned, and the teamwork required to deliver events that bring entire communities together. If you've ever wondered what goes into festivals, celebrations, and large-scale community gatherings, this is an episode you won't want to miss. Let's dive in.
I'm considering just trimming the beard.
That's it. All right, we are live again. This is Craig LeBlanc co-hosting today with Thomas White. This is, I think, our oldest running show. It's between you and Aaron. I can't remember which one started first, but I think the Rec Room might have been the first ever show, in addition to my craziness with the leadership series.
I did not know that. I am very excited about that.
Yeah.
Y'all
made y'all's
bring it a little bit of Henry County.
I think y'all made y'all's one year anniversary last month.
Yeah.
Or something like that. 12 or 13 months.
Our June episode. So this is episode 13. We're excited.
Yeah, fantastic. So today's topic, we are going to, let's describe what the Rec Room is. So the Rec Room was an idea that came from Henry County, Georgia, to basically showcase in a very granular way how they handle a specific topic within Parks and Rec. And each month they would just pick a different topic and bring on all the stakeholders and the people that help execute on all things Parks and Rec. Today's topic is on special events. And so between Thomas and Kathleen and Paige, we're going to talk all about special events. This is a big, heavy lift for a lot of communities. There are communities that run maybe a dozen, 24 special events. And then there's other communities that run 50 or 100 special events each year. And a lot of community members they don't even realize this is all run through the Parks and Rec departments. So for those that think that Parks and Rec just cuts grass and maybe go swimming and that's all they do, there's so much more. And special events is one of those big things that some of these special events can take a full year to plan and execute.
The one we just did last week, which attracts tens of thousands of people, and you'll hear a lot about it today. It took a full year to plan that event. And you're going to have an interesting dichotomy here today, Craig, because you have the best special event coordinator Henry County has ever had joining us. But I also was the worst special event coordinator that Henry County ever had. So it's going to be a great dichotomy back and forth. It'll be awesome.
That's right. We get to have a conversation with the bookends. Best and the worst.
Exactly. I maintain that she looks so good because I look so bad.
That's it. You did your good job of lowering the bar below ground level, and then it was easy for her to kind of set it up a little higher.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and chat about the other shows. First, I wanted to, Jovi, if you want to put up the YouTube encouragement. So unfortunately, we didn't do the best job of pushing people to our content library, which exists on YouTube and Spotify.
Changing that now, though.
That's right. So you're probably listening to us on Facebook or LinkedIn, which is kind of where we were born, or on X. But did you know our entire content library is sitting for the whole world to see on YouTube, so that
Henry County residents watching, or anybody in America watching, I am about to share that link momentarily. So you're going to see our live link right now that you're following us to, but I'm going to share some of the YouTube videos that we've done after this podcast is over.
Yeah. And a lot of directors are pointing their staff at our content for continuing education, especially with the start of our Aquatics Life show. All the content that Wesley has produced is definitely great continuing education material. It's evergreen content that should be relevant for decades to come.
I love the show. Which I knew it existed, but we just opened our new aquatic center, and wow, talk about the wealth of knowledge that he has. It's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And so if you'd like to kind of see all of the whole content library, and it's broken up into different playlists for the different shows, right now we can't live stream on YouTube, but once we surpass 1,000 subscribers, which hopefully we'll get there, and maybe by the end of this month, we picked up, I think, 150 subscribers just last week. Now that we're making a big push, then we'll be able to stream our content live on YouTube and add an additional platform to help get the word out about what
Wow.
Parks and Rec is doing nationwide. All right, Jovi, do you have our little TV guide that we had? I know this one's dated. I think there's only 10 logos on there, maybe 11. By the end of this month, we'll have 22 logos up there. All the different shows aired weekly, some of them daily, some of them monthly or bi-monthly. It's just been an explosion of content on all the different topics, which I would love to create a show weekly or monthly on the topic we're going to cover today, which is special events. We just got to find the right person that wants to help us do that. So if you are like a specialist in special events and you love it, and you eat, live, and breathe special events, and you love it so much you'd like to do a weekly or a monthly podcast on special events for the Parks and Rec community, hit me up on LinkedIn and let's talk about maybe doing something a little more regular just on the topic of special events.
That's awesome. That's a huge topic in the Parks and Rec field.
Yeah,
huge topic.
Yeah. And so just to chat a little bit about the shows that we have. So earlier today, I did the leadership series highlighting Parks and Rec directors and leaders and assistant directors and superintendents throughout the country. And that's more about the people of Parks and Rec. And Papa J does a Friday show in a very similar format where we're highlighting the careers of the people in Parks and Rec. But then a lot of our other shows talk about specific topics. We have two technology shows on Monday, Smart Parks Forward and the Parks and Tech Collective, talking about software and hardware that's making our cities
smart. Parks Forward and Outdoor Link have actually had an impact here in Henry County, like a physical impact that we can measure.
Yeah.
We're happy about that.
Yeah. And that show really talks a lot about the efficiency gains that we're always looking for in Parks and Rec, so we can stretch those dollars and those man hours. Those are both very good shows for that front.
And Dave Ramirez is an expert.
Yeah, absolutely is. And he actually spent 30 years in Hillsborough County, Florida, with the Parks and Rec department over there. And so he has an extensive background in
How did I not know that? I knew he had a CPRP, but I didn't know why. So now I know. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so then that brings us to our Tuesday show. Every Tuesday this year of 2026, John Prue has produced a show at 1:30 p.m. on military. It's called the Military Rec Show on the Front Line with MWR, which stands for Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. Essentially, that's the Parks and Rec version of Parks and Rec. And Thomas, I don't know if you knew. Did you know I might have told you this. Do you know what they call the Parks and Rec director on a military base?
No, what do they call it?
It's called the Fun Boss.
The Fun Boss. So
That's
is John the Fun Boss? Has he been the Fun Boss before?
I don't know if he's ever been like I think he may have come in as a consultant, or I need to ask him that though.
Yeah. I want to know if I'm just going to start calling him John Fun Boss then.
Yeah. He's had a lot of fun bosses on his show, like a ton
I have been on the front line, and it is by far the most well-organized show.
Oh my gosh.
That we have. When I first saw it, it made me feel terrible about my two shows.
Yes, me too. It's almost like somebody in the military is running this.
Right, exactly.
It's so by the numbers organized. I'm like, he's making me up my game for sure. Great job on that show, John. All right, that brings us to Wednesday today. So on the first and third Wednesdays, Thomas does a show on safe spaces and green spaces. Thomas, why don't you tell us a little bit about that show and where you got that idea from?
So safe spaces and green spaces is all about being comfortable in your work environment. Mm-hmm. It's trying to change the way that we look at mental health and neurodivergence in the Parks and Rec field. The reality is that all of us have struggled with mental health at some point, whether we admit it to ourselves or not. We all have done it. Yet there is such a stigma about mental health in the workplace. I believe, and this is what this podcast is helping us be, I believe that if we can make a place, a work environment in which people feel it's okay to be themselves, where they don't have to mask the struggles that they deal with every day. So somebody like me with ADHD, my attention span, my bouncing back and forth, when I don't have to spend all day masking that, it unleashes creativity and innovation like never before. It can transform the Parks and Rec field.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and set a great example for the rest of the industries throughout the world, throughout the country.
Definitely, that's how we change the world, Craig.
That's it. And then on the second Wednesday of every month, one of our longest running shows, you're on it right now, the Rec Room, where Henry County, Georgia, allows their staff to come on and talk about all the specific topics. And so we're able to pick 12 topics a year. And Henry County, Georgia shows us how a very well-run Parks and Rec department, an awesome team, handles the very common problems that every Parks and Rec department faces. So big shout out to Henry County, Georgia, and JP for letting us do this.
Amen to that. Amen to that. In fact, we're hoping to get the word out about Henry County a little bit more with DPRS soon. So stay tuned.
Yes, absolutely. And then following this show at 3 p.m. on the first and third Wednesdays of the month. And Beatrice has told me that in 2027, she's going to do it weekly. But her show, yes, her show.
That's awesome because this show is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And she is so gifted. Beatrice is a world-class ballerina, and she came from Colombia and brought her dance and art form to Hollywood, California. But as many things are expensive in some cities, she could not offer her programming to little girls that, couldn't afford it. Ballet classes, if you've ever priced them out, they're usually super expensive. She wanted to be able to offer that to her whole community. So 20 years ago, she partnered with the Parks and Rec department and has been offering elite ballet classes to everyone in her community. And it's jam-packed.
That's incredible. That's incredible. We are very lucky to have an instructor here in Henry County that does that. I need to connect the two of them.
Yes, you should be a guest on the show, and so big shout out to anyone in arts. It's not just about the performing arts, but also the visual arts. So if you have in your programming, if you do pottery classes, if you do art classes,
theater,
musicians, dance, she's highlighting what the Parks and Rec departments do for the arts in their community. So that's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Then that brings us to Thursday. I think this is the one that's kind of tied with the Rec Room. It's the Youth Sports Mastery Show with host Aaron Locks. He's actually booked out that Thursday show, I think, till the end of the year. So he asked me about a month ago, can we do a second show? So we've opened up a second show at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. Started last Tuesday. So coming up next week, we'll have Youth Sports Mastery twice a week, all talking about rec sports, which is a big component of Parks and Rec, is all the rec sports and the little athletes and coaching, and a big chunk of what Parks and Rec does. Then that brings us to the Young Professionals Network, which one of our guests today, Paige, she's been on that show, and it talks about the younger generation, next generation of Parks and Rec professionals that are going to be leading this industry for decades to come. If you are studying to be Parks and Rec at the university level, if this is your first 1 to 5 years in Parks and Rec, or if you're a professor or a mentor, or like Thomas, if you have a very strong internship program, we would love to have you on our show, and you can bring some of your interns and tell us about your internship program. That show's for you at 5 p.m. Every Thursday.
I'm so glad you said that, because Craig, I'm hiding something from Katrina and Paige. They don't know that we're going to have a special guest on here in just a moment that actually is one of those young people.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Then after Papa John's show, the Director Pepper Club at the 12 noon slot, Wesley King comes on to close out the week with the Aquatics Live Show, one of our great new shows, talking all about aquatics. Again, his content is truly evergreen, educational, continuing education content. So if you go find his content on our YouTube channel, you can show this weekly to your aquatics staff, and I promise you they're going to get something out of it. So that's kind of our lineup for now. Soon we'll have 22 shows. I probably won't be able to highlight everyone into the future, but this is where
we're already 13 minutes in now.
Yep. We're 13 minutes in. All right. So Jovi, why don't you go ahead and run our first two promos, and we'll come back and bring Katrina and Paige on stage and start our conversation with the Rec Room.
future of Parks and Recreation isn't coming, it's already here. Across communities everywhere, technology is transforming how parks connect, engage, and serve the people who rely on them. From smart amenities and connected infrastructure to real-time data and innovative solutions, a new generation of parks is taking shape. Welcome to Smart Parks Forward, presented by DPRS Media Network and co-produced by Outdoor Link. Each episode brings you the leaders, innovators, and visionaries driving the future of parks and recreation. Discover groundbreaking ideas, real-world success stories, and the technologies helping agencies create safer, smarter, and more connected communities. Because great parks don't just improve spaces, they improve lives. The future is connected. The future is intelligent. The future is now. This is Smart Parks Forward.
All right. Welcome to the Rec Room. Thomas, I had a little correction there. We need to wrap up the show at the 55-minute mark to give Jovi some time to play the promos at the end.
I am so sorry, Jovi. I promise to do better. I apologize.
That's it. So, Thomas, why don't you go ahead and introduce your team here and the topic that we're going to be discussing today?
So I'm Thomas White. I'm Deputy Administrator of Recreation here in Henry County, and we are so excited to talk about Henry County to all of the world today, because I have no doubt that all of the world is listening, especially here in the United States. And we're declaring right now, as we do every month, that we are the best ran parks department in the nation, hands down, without a doubt. I don't know really how I want to say this. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it because Katrina, I can't put into words to you how valuable she is to our team, how much she does for us. She is a breath of life in this office that literally keeps our events going. And there are a few people that have the work ethic and the energy that she does. Honestly, I don't know how she does it. And I can say that as someone that used to do special events. My idea of a special event was to put up a movie screen. I didn't even think about the popcorn. That was a surprise somebody will tell me about later. So Katrina puts up a movie screen, yeah, but that's just one part of the event. She has games, popcorn, candy, fun giveaways, all sort of things. They're incredible people that you're about to talk to, and Katrina Wagoner is their leader. I can think of no one better to represent Henry County in the Rec Room right now. And then we have Paige Ferguson. Paige is the future of Henry County Parks and Rec. Katrina, I think we're getting feedback. You may want to mute. Thank you. Paige Ferguson is the future of Parks and Recreation. I have no doubt about that. She's one of our future leaders. If she's not a director within 10 years, I'll be very surprised. You're about to see two generations of Parks and Rec professionals, somebody that has been in Parks and Rec for, I think, 12 years now, Katrina, or 11 years, something like that. An incredible leader. And then Paige, who's been in it a little over a year. Have you made 2 years yet? Maybe. We'll find out in just a second.
Almost years.
But that's all I can really say about them without crying on air. And I've got to do a speech right after this, so I'm trying not to have puffy eyes. So let's turn it over to Katrina to introduce herself.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to be here. It's good to see everybody again. I'm the events coordinator for Henry County. Thank you, Thomas. Your words are always very endearing to me. We've been real busy with all of our events, and I'm glad that we've calmed down enough to be able to be here today.
Yeah. How did the 4th of July event go? I know is that your biggest event, or what? Definitely one of your biggest events, huh?
Definitely the biggest event this year. It was a huge success. Yeah. We had tens of thousands of people show up. The day was full of family and friends and the spirit of the 250th anniversary of America. We had a blast.
Yeah. So what was it like? Can you kind of describe the experience there? Did y'all have food trucks? Y'all probably had a good fireworks show, or tell me, had I attended, what would I have seen?
Have you blocked it out of your mind already? Try not to remember it, or I have never been so hot as I was that day. I'm sorry, go ahead, Katrina.
It was very hot, but when you arrived, you would have came in, you would have been greeted by our staff and the greeters. You would then have entered in, and there were more food trucks than you could ever imagine, from tacos to hot dogs to sweets, cold drinks. And then when you entered the venue, we had everything you could think of for Parks and Rec. We had 10 water inflatables for the kids, definitely to help them with the hot weather that there was. It was about 100 degrees, maybe 105, 110 heat index that day. We then had our rec and roll. We had soccer from our soccer program out there. Lori, with our tennis program, did tennis lessons for free out there. We had a rock wall, bungee jump, and then we had over 50 vendors and sponsors in the garages. Free face painting. We had stilt walkers. And then our attractions were, we had a flyover from Full Throttle Flyovers, which they did a whole beehive, which they go in circles around each other. It looks like they're all going to crash. And then we had a 20-minute drone show followed up by a 30-minute fireworks show.
Wow, that's a lot. All right, so what was y'all, and did y'all all attend? Paige, did you go?
Yes, I did go. I worked it from the morning till sunrise on the next day. I'm just kidding. Yes. No, yes.
Felt
I
that
was there
way
all day.
because I left at like 11 something and y'all were still down in the garage. So it probably
Yeah.
felt that way.
Mhm.
All right, so what was y'all's favorite food truck? Let's see, Katrina, why don't you go first, then Paige, then Thomas.
You're going to get me in trouble with my food truck people now.
These aren't
My
favorites.
favorite would be
that?
would be Dos Cardinals.
Gotcha.
Paige?
Are you talking about food truck that was there?
Yes. The
My
one.
husband brought me food from
Oh,
elsewhere.
okay.
Wow.
I didn't have, yeah.
Wow.
He
I feel
also
like
works for Parks and Recreation. So shout out to John Ferguson, who was there as well.
I don't know if that was a really great political answer or a cop out, one of the two, or maybe they're one and the same.
She dodged that one.
You know, I don't
Professional.
think that I am the best person to answer this question, Craig.
Yeah.
Katrina and Paige don't know this, but we have backstage somebody that's going to join us in just a second to give a unique perspective to the events, because we've always had our special event leaders up here. Katrina and Paige are great, but I want someone to come on to share how great their experience was. And that is Dennis Martin, who is one of our camp supervisors. He's going to tell you exactly what the staff felt while working on Summerfest and his favorite food truck. Come on over, Dennis. Get ready to mute yourself. Hit right there. That way
How's it going, Dennis? Welcome to the show.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Thomas, for the intro. My name is Dennis Martin, as was stated. I do work at Heritage Park as a supervisor. I enjoyed Hot Summerfest. It was kind of like the name. It was very hot, extremely hot, like extremely hot. That was probably the hottest one that we've had. We've had 3 so far. This year was probably one of my favorite years because of like the vendors and stuff that were there. I worked in the garage with some of the vendors. They were selling like different hats. That was like my favorite one because I went over there because I am like, my position was like basically to make sure that the vendors had hospitality and stuff, like greet them and stuff. But I went over there because I saw the hats and they looked kind of cool. So my mom's birthday is tomorrow, so I got her a hat and it was under $25.
Don't tell her that.
Oh, well,
You made me watching live. I was gonna tell your mom you're on the show.
Well, mom, just
Act surprised, Mom.
I can't tell her now.
Yeah, just act surprised. But yes, I got a nice hat there. I got a whole bunch of nice goodies. Being able to see everybody like interact like as a family and stuff there was like really amazing. I did have friends that I told about Hot Summerfest that came from Atlanta and different cities. So that was good to see them. I saw some people. I graduated from Woodland High School in 22, so I did see a lot of my graduating class there as well. Being able to see everybody at different sites. So like as I said, I work at Heritage Park. Being able to see people at Fairview, Mount Carmel, Locust Grove and stuff is always great to meet and interact with other people. So being a part of an event for Henry County is like really awesome because you get to see like everybody's perspective of the county and stuff. And being able to greet the parents that I deal with on a daily basis, it's like, hey, like, you know, getting to see the kids that are there as well. Like at my site, I have around 60 to 70 kids. Being able to see them and then they recognize me from that, from a different perspective of summer camp, and being able to come up to me, like it's honestly like a blessing. So.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing that story and thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Love that. Class of 2022, man. Thomas, I know me and Thomas are from the class of 2015, so we're a little bit.
Yeah, 2015. That's right. That's right. 2015. Actually, I think Paige, you met that maybe around your year, wasn't it? When did you graduate?
2017.
2017. Oh wow. So we were even older than the. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
She was my upperclassman, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, I did not know how that was going to go. That could have either went really well or really bad. So
You did great.
Dennis, thank you. You can go back to work now.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
I am just so glad that went well because it was either going to go really well or really bad, one of the two. But that should give Katrina and Paige an insight into what the people that are we rely a lot on our camp and after school staff because they are seasonal employees that they may be off to college during our year and can't work throughout the year, but they can come for one day for the event to help out at the event. So they'll come down they'll come back from college just for that one day to help with the event. And we rely on them a lot. So it's really good to hear their perspective. What did y'all think about that?
That was nice. It was nice to hear another perspective. I know that we see our perspectives firsthand while we're putting everything together and running around and making sure everyone's okay and everything like that. But then hearing it from someone who is working at the event like him was really, really nice. It was just a reminder of just why we do it and everything like that as well. So, nice. It was really nice to hear.
Yeah, I really like how we kind of talked about all the different people that come up. And that's one thing about special events is some of our programming is, say, for the swimmers or for the active adults or for like the moms and the families. But special events is where everybody shows up. All demographics, all ages, all stages of life are showing up to the 4th of July.
I cannot express to you how much of everybody showed up to this.
Right.
When we say everybody showed up, everybody showed up. All kinds of people were there.
Yeah.
All kinds of people were there.
Yeah. And this special events is where the community really meets itself.
Yeah.
It's where people, connect.
For the good or the bad, either one.
Yes.
That's where it happens. We've had some interesting things with special events.
Yeah.
Everything from cars on fire to singing people. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Katrina, what did you think about Dennis? You're at the top of the event pyramid. That's why I'm usually trying to avoid you during events because I don't want to get in trouble. So you're at the top of the event pyramid.
It was really nice to hear Dennis's take on the day because, as Paige said, what we see is different than what everybody else experiences. I don't know that I even got to walk through the garages on a leisurely walk enough to be able to see what all was there. And it was nice to hear him say, as he saw the people come in, that it gave him that feeling because the community and the feeling that we get when we put all of this work into an event and we see the community come and start enjoying it is more of a reward than anything I could ever explain.
And Craig, before we go into our break, I just want to tell Katrina and Paige this. That was not planned. It was completely authentic. I texted Dennis 17 minutes ago and said, "Come to my office, please." That's all he knew. He had no idea.
Thomas fashion.
Yeah, that's very Thomas fashion. I have a habit of doing that, Craig. I feel like if I can put somebody on the spot and help them do something big that they're not prepared for, when that happens later in life, they'll look back and say it couldn't be as bad as that.
Yeah.
It's really,
Yeah.
it's exposure therapy.
It's probably best that you didn't tell him, otherwise he might not have come.
Well, yeah, that or he would have rehearsed and there's no telling what he would have said. He would have asked everybody else, what should I say? And we're just glad we got his. There's a reason I called Dennis and not other people onto the podcast.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and take this opportunity, a little break in the conversation to talk about our show sponsors. We have two amazing show sponsors that have been with us really since the beginning. Outdoor Link, Dave Ramirez, Tasha, that whole team over at Outdoor Link is doing an amazing job helping cities become more efficient and stretch those dollars to maintain their facilities. They're helping Parks and Rec departments become smart parks, like smart cities. So imagine if all of your infrastructure was tied in to your laptop or your desktop or even your iPhone, where you could control sports field lights, splash pads, bathroom door locks. There's so many different ways that having your infrastructure connected can make huge efficiency gains in the maintenance of these facilities. So that's Outdoor Link's been with us for a while. And then the National Academy of Athletics, this is Aaron's company. He does our Youth Sports Mastery show. So if you have programming in your community that you feel like you're not have the correct staff or coaching, he can do any of your programming turnkey, your sports programming. So if you want to start a pickleball league or flag football league, or he can even run after school care or summer camp. He's been doing this for hundreds of Parks and Rec departments, helping them to offer the quality programming that includes everyone and makes it affordable for everyone in the community to attend. Both great companies. So Jovi, why don't you go ahead and run those two promos for those two companies, and we'll come right back and finish up our conversation with Henry County, Georgia, and the Rec Room.
In today's parks and recreation industry, communication, safety, and efficiency go hand in hand. That's where Outdoor Link comes in, delivering smart technology that empowers city departments and community planners to do more, smarter. Outdoor Link's platform connects and automates everything that keeps your parks running smoothly, from lighting and locks to signage, water features, Wi-Fi, and digital advertising. Control and schedule park lights for safety and energy savings. Remotely manage facility access. Coordinate fountains and splash pads. Provide public connectivity. All from one simple, unified platform, giving you real-time control, data, and cost efficiency. For parks and recreation agencies, that means safer spaces, smarter resource use, faster responses, and stronger community engagement. And behind every great park story is great infrastructure. That's why Outdoor Link proudly supports DPRS Media Company, helping the daily Parks and Rec show amplify the voices of professionals shaping our communities every day. Outdoor Link, smart, connected solutions for parks, recreation, and beyond.
They say it's just rec. Just rec, where kids learn to try again. Just rec, where confidence begins. Where teamwork, effort, and fun matter more than trophies. It's not about perfection. It's about participation. It's not just rec. It's where kids learn to love the game and themselves. It's just rec until they learn teamwork for life. It's just rec, but it's everything to them. It's more than rec, it's a movement. It's just rec until you realize it's shaping the next generation. Together, we're not just running programs, we're building a culture of confidence, connection, and community. Join us.
All right. I'd like to give Katrina an opportunity to kind of, if Parks and Rec Department is hiring for the position of special events, how would you describe that to someone, trying to give them a little heads up of what they'd be getting into?
Katrina, keep in mind that I'm going to have a great follow-up question to that. So,
That scares me, Thomas. So what I would tell you is that
It was meant to scare you.
you need to be a multitasker, that you have to be able to think outside of the box at all times. Almost kind of a MacGyver kind of person. You have to be able to come up with a solution on the spot, even if you're with limited supplies. And the most important part is the heart for the community, I think.
Yep.
That would be what, in my opinion, are the most important parts for special events.
So, Craig, when I started with Parks and Rec 5 years ago, September will be 5 years ago, I had hair. But that first year I was in, and nothing was gray. That first year in special events, by the end of it, I had no hair. And Paige was a brunette when she started with special events. And now look at her. Like, it takes it out of you. It takes it out of you.
Here.
Katrina's lost like 50 pounds or something over
Yep.
the past 2 years. Like, this thing takes it out of you. How do you deal with that is what I want to know. Paige, Katrina, how do you deal with that?
I don't know. I have a funny story about what Katrina said about being able to use what you have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to respond because I dyed my hair, Thomas.
Hey, the audience doesn't have to know that. You
Are
just
you talking about-
broke the fourth wall a little bit there.
I'm not.
I thought that was all natural.
So-
My hair's all natural color.
Yeah, mine too. Mine
So
too.
how we deal with kind of like the craziness of special events? Is that what you're trying to ask us?
Yes.
Honestly, it's the joy I get from the Lord. That is what gets me through it. And also having Katrina, she is not just a wonderful special events coordinator, she is a wonderful leader. So when I was asked and to potentially apply for the position and everything like that last year, it was definitely an easy decision when it came down to it. Wasn't easy at first because Katrina knows. But it just, when it came down to it, I just felt at peace knowing that, great leadership, and yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Katrina is an amazing, amazing leader. I really don't understand how you do it, Katrina, because when things happen with camp, everybody knows that stay away from me because I'm going to be on a warpath. So how do you not go warpath mode, Katrina? How do you deal with the mental and physical stress of it all?
Well, I would love to say that I always keep my cool. That is not the case. It does get overwhelming at times, and I try to be very aware of my response to my team because of that. But if I would have to tell you what I do personally to get through all of the stress is nature. I have to find me somewhere outside. I have to ground back out. And after Hot Summer Fest, I literally packed up and we went to Helen, and I spent the next 4 days in the woods.
Yeah, actually, neither. I texted both of them the next day on their work phones and told them how great they were. I texted all 4 of the people that were critically involved with the event and leading the event. Only one of the 4 responded to me. Everybody else responded on Monday when they got back, or Tuesday, actually, when they got back. So, I was like, wow, did I make them mad or something?
Yeah, I have a question for y'all. So, so I actually used to help a long time ago with a special event called it was a Sugar Festival, I think, in West Baton Rouge, and it's almost like a big family reunion now. The whole city comes together, and you see people coming from out of town and stuff. But I remember that it seems like at every special event I've helped out, there was always in the chaos when it's almost like, I don't know if y'all have ever waited tables, but it's just like when you're in the weeds and you're just completely overwhelmed. But then at some point there's like a calm in the storm, maybe like the eye of the storm, when you sit and look around and there's just this euphoric feeling of I can't believe this is happening, we're pulling this off. Or so what do y'all?
I absolutely never felt that. Never.
Yeah.
I definitely felt that.
Yeah.
I felt it last Christmas during the drone show. And I was standing there with Katrina, and she looked at me, she's like, we did this. Like we did it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, yeah. And you can hear all the kids oohing and awing while there's snow in the background and the Christmas lights. And it's the nostalgia of childhood and just everything coming together. That is kind of like how it felt when the drone show was going on at the Hot Summer Fest last week and the fireworks show. And just tens of thousands of people in the stands singing along to a song all together, unified, watching this display that took a long time to get everything together. Definitely that feeling.
Yeah, because special events really do have this kind of crescendo moment where there's been so much work leading up to it. And then the day of the event where you're preparing and then people start showing up and then everything falls apart and you forgot this and that. But then at some point, it is what it is. It's happening and you're able to kind of take that step back. Katrina, can you kind of describe any of those moments throughout the years you've had?
I have those moments at every event. That's probably the only time that I stop is in that moment when everybody is so involved and they're enjoying in every way possible. Like every thought that you've put into it, every person you've tried to plan for is there and involved doing something. And you get to take that bird's eye view just to pull back for a minute and realize that the community that's there, that you created the place for them to be able to come to. And then I also really enjoy that feeling. So after the event, I'm really bad about scrolling through social media to see what people said about the event. And most of the time it was like, we had a blast, and I'll get all teary and be sitting there in my chair reading on my phone and have tears running down my face just because somebody said, we haven't been able to do anything all summer, but we had this amazing event and I've never seen anything like that. And thank you, Henry County, for doing that for me and my family. And those are the moments that make it all worth it for me.
Yeah.
I love seeing when people say they can't afford normally to come to things like this. Maybe they have a large family, maybe they're low income. And Hot Summer Fest is one of the best examples of it, where I see the fireworks and the drone show that they don't have to pay for. They just get to come. And that's it's powerful experience. I do want to say something though, really quick. I tried to get somebody else to come in who just happened to be outside my door to come tell you their perspective, but apparently word is getting around what I'm doing in here, and they refuse to come in.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, they're all miraculously busy right now. Their time will free up in about 17 minutes.
Exactly. In fact, they don't even work here, so I don't know why they're here. They have plenty of time.
Yeah.
It's Haley. I don't know why she's here. So
yeah. Well, Katrina, maybe while we have you, maybe tell us if you had to write the glossary for a book on special events, like what are the 10 or 5 areas that make up special events, and then are there any little cheat codes that you'd like to share with the special events community?
Don't let Thomas do parking, and just don't listen to Thomas. Those are your first 2.
Right.
He says that, but there is often that I scream, Thomas, I need your help. So as much as he wants to say that, he's a vital part of the team.
Yeah. Well, let me just say something on that. If there is somebody, whether he knows what to do or not, or is able to help, if you call Thomas, he's coming running. He's coming. And if he can't figure it out, he usually got somebody in his phone that can get the job done. So
there is one person that I do not recall calling me once during this event last week. And I think it's because she called me so much last year and it took me a while to get to her. She just decided, and that's Paige. Paige didn't call me once during the event this year. I think I just took so long to getting to her last year. She was like, no, I'm writing Thomas off. So I'm glad to know you still feel that way, Katrina, because Paige is dead to me, apparently.
I called you one time. I did call you
one time. The year before, you called me 100.
Well,
there's no response to it, Craig.
That's it. Well, you passed on all your wisdom, and now she knows how to handle all the problems.
Yes, she really did. There's no doubt about it. She handled her business this year. I'm sorry, Katrina, you were saying chapters of the book.
Yes. So I would have to say that would start with planning. I would have that as the first chapter. Sponsorships would be a chapter. because I believe those community partnerships are what builds the event. The logistics, that would be a whole chapter within itself, because that's truly the pieces that make it all go. And then I would do collaboration, because without your team and all of the partners that you have, you're not going to create a community event. And then last, I would say entertainment, and how to include entertainment for everyone.
And which of those, which one of those is, would you say is your kind of your specialty? Which one did you say, like, on day? Because it seems like you almost can't be a master at all of them, but you usually are really good at one or two, and then you got to kind of shore up these others. Which ones would you say you're really good at? And then which are ones that you've had to kind of really get better at over the years?
Okay, the ones that I would say I'm really good at would be the logistics and the collaboration. Those come second nature for me. A lot of my background is in logistics, whether it was in trucking logistics and freight, or if it was the logistics of that particular event or job that I was doing. As far as collaboration, like I said, the partnerships are everything when it comes to special events. My weaknesses, I have Paige for, which would be that she has been a vital part of our sponsorship package. I have all the ideas, but she's been able to put it in a beautiful package that catches attention and gets us a lot of support. And of course, we have Sandra for the graphics. That's somewhere else that I struggle, because I'm not really a social media butterfly in graphics and getting everybody aware of what we're doing.
Yeah.
I would think.
Paige also serves really great as a Katrina mood tester. And the reason that I say that is Katrina is her own worst critic. And because of that, if you ask her, hey, Katrina, is everything okay? She's not going to tell you if something's wrong. But what you need to do is you get Paige in the room with her, and you just wait to see the facial expression that Paige makes when you ask Katrina that. And that's how you know how she's really feeling, and you adapt based on that.
Yeah.
She is the mood rings that they used to have when we were growing up. She's basically the living mood ring.
I love it. And for those that don't know, Henry County, Georgia, their team culture is amazing at spotting when one of their team members is sideways or getting burned out. And they are always monitoring, making sure, because Parks and Rec people work very hard. But they love what they do, but they don't love it because it's easy. They love it because it's fulfilling and it's making an impact. But if you're not careful, one of your team members is just pulling all-nighters back to back to back to back. And it's as long as your team's looking out for each other and saying, hey, you might need to take the rest of the day off after last night's performance and kind of stuff. And so Henry County, Georgia does a great job in doing that. Okay. Paige, is there a chapter in the book that you'd like to slide in there from your side of the department?
I think Katrina hit all of the points that I might have been thinking of. And it made me think, all of those made me think about our newest event that we're actually having, which is our food truck frenzies, our Friday food truck frenzies. And a lot of planning went into it. I remember when I first started, Katrina actually had mentioned having a food truck event. And then lo and behold, with all of the collaboration and the partnership and sponsorships and everything that we're able to do working as a team, her vision has come to light. And now we have Friday Food Truck Frenzies that also are a fundraiser event for different charities. So I just wanted to say that, just point that out.
Fantastic. And that's a great little, like you said, it's a good fundraising activity. You get to help your local communities, little entrepreneurs with food trucks. And then to me, food trucks make some of the best foods coming out of food trucks. And when I was growing up, there was really no such thing as a food truck. And now it's like you see them everywhere. And I love that they're in our community at our special events and stuff. To me, they're a great part of it. Okay, Thomas, I do have a question for the team as a kind of a closing question, but do you have anything else you'd like to discuss on the show before we start wrapping?
I just want to say I grew up in a small town in South Georgia. special events or when the cows got out of the pasture, there was a cow pasture directly by the high school. It was the high school, the cow pasture, and McDonald's all right there together. The cow pasture separated the two. And the biggest event we ever had is when somebody got in a fight at the high school and somehow the cow got out of the pasture at the same time and it wound up at the McDonald's. Those are the only special events we had.
Yeah.
So the fact that I am in a community now that does free special events like this, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well,
And-
maybe that could be a new special event, probably sponsored by Chick-fil-A or something. Just let all the cows out.
Yeah,
And you got-
let the cows out and an occasional high school fight mixed in with it.
Yes.
Actually, if I remember right, it was the parents of the kids. It wasn't actually the high schoolers that were fighting. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That was 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter.
Don't y'all have, it reminds me of a special event I used to do with my kids when the chickens would get out, and it was like, go catch all the chickens. That was
Go
an
catch all the
amazing
chickens.
special
I grew up on a farm. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's it.
event. Do
And
y'all
you
have,
to be very agile to catch those chickens. I just want to say,
yes,
they are fast.
they are. Are y'all the department that has like the greased pig event where they'll grease up a pig and then it's part of like the fair and they're trying to catch? There is a Parks and Rec department in America I've had on the show.
We're not, but we may be now.
And like the
You just gave me an
director,
idea.
they will like take this pig and wipe him down with Vaseline, and then the director of Parks and Rec and all the people, and it's like a huge event. They love it. The kids love watching their parents trying to catch this greased pig, and nobody can catch the pig.
Challenge accepted, Craig. Challenge accepted.
So what I'm
sorry.
hearing is, Thomas, you're volunteering to chase said pig.
Yes.
With my
That's what I
numerous
heard.
back issues, I'm sure that would be a great. I don't think risk management would let me go out there anywhere near the pig at this point.
We get a slow old pig, for the
Yeah,
first
slow
one.
old pig. There, it'll probably still be faster
Yes.
than me.
None of these young pigs.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sorry. You had a question for the group. I apologize.
Yes. Okay. Well, now that we're on the animal topic, that works dovetails perfectly from my last question. So this comes from Beth Powell in Indian River County over at Vero Beach, Florida. She has 24 miles of beachfront property that she manages. That's a tough job, huh? Actually, it is a tough job, but her question for y'all is, if you were an animal, what would it be and why? So let's go with Paige, Katrina, and Thomas.
Growing up, my favorite animal was a dolphin. So I just have to say dolphin. I love the water. I love being in it. I love the ocean. But yeah, probably dolphin. They're very smart, very intelligent. So that's my answer.
Love it. Katrina?
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with my favorite, which is a turtle. And slow and easy wins the race, but slow and steady, just keeping at it. I think I would be a turtle.
Oh, love that. Thomas?
And Craig, I would be a Yeti. Don't worry, America. Bigfoot's out there. He's waiting in the woods for you.
That's it.
Waiting
Mysterious.
for you. Exactly.
That's right.
You never know what you're going to wind up on. And there's nothing like a little cryptozoology to bring it home.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on the show today and sharing with us everything your wisdom that you have on special events. I think it's a big shout out to everybody in special events in Parks and Rec. Y'all are doing an amazing job building community and connection. And I don't think our communities would be the same if we didn't have our special events going on year round. So really appreciate it. Thomas, if you want to hang on, we're going to promote the next two shows. Thank y'all for coming, Paige and Katrina. So we have two shows. Jovi, if you want to pull up, I guess my show would be next tomorrow at 12 noon. We have Kelly over there in West Bloomfield Park, Michigan. She's coming on the show. And then immediately following that, Aaron Locke's show, the U Sports Mastery Show, has Dr. Mike Aber, and
I have heard of him. This is exciting. I've heard of him. Yes.
He's got a great podcast on youth sports. You're going to love the show. This is the third time he's been on the show. I mean, he is just a wealth of knowledge. So if you're at all in youth sports, definitely tune into that show. You're going to get a lot out of it. And just the value that rec sports brings to families and children and coaching and all that mess. It's going to be a great show.
You're bringing all kind of guests on.
Yeah.
You've got everyone from famous names in Parks and Rec to, I believe you had a gubernatorial candidate on here. I know you had Representative Derek Jackson, who's a friend of mine from Georgia. He was on here. So
I even wanted to start like politics in Parks and Rec, where we because a lot of the political class, especially talking local politics, they're in charge of funding Parks and Rec. They're the ones that are like the final say. Yeah. And so I would love to involve them more and more in the conversation, because they're not nearly as immersed in Parks and Rec as the Parks and Rec staff are.
That's another challenge accepted. It's not the same level of challenge as the greased pig, but another challenge accepted. I just realized we have a dinner every year called the Wild Hog Dinner that we do right before the legislative session. It's a big thing in Georgia for all the legislatures going into the session. And whenever I thought greased pig and politics, it just came into my mind.
That's going to be a special event that I want to attend. I'd definitely be able to film and make that a special edition of the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, Thomas, thank you so much for helping us to host this, and you're doing a great job with Safe Spaces. I sent you another one, which I saw you responded to. I think would be a great show guest, and I think the more and more that your show grows and develops, this is going to be, you're going to have no problem finding guests for that topic. So appreciate that.
I hope so. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah. Have a great day, Thomas.
You
See you guys. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Technology isn't just changing devices, it's changing communities. It's changing how we connect, how we lead, and how we create experiences that bring people together. Because today's parks and recreation industry isn't only about fields, facilities, and programs. It's about innovation, smart systems, digital experiences, and the people transforming ideas into impact. Behind every thriving community, there are leaders embracing change. As technology evolves, parks and recreation professionals are discovering new ways to create safer spaces, stronger connections, and better experiences for everyone. This is where conversations meet innovation, where ideas become action, where parks and technology come together. Welcome to Parks and Tech Collective, streaming on DPRS Media Network.
In the parks and recreation industry, attention is limited, but influence is everything. Every day, thousands of parks and recreation professionals make critical decisions. Decisions on infrastructure, programs, technology, and vendors. The question is your brand part of that conversation? DPRS Media Network was built to answer that question. We are a dedicated media ecosystem focused exclusively on the parks and recreation industry in the United States. Through a network of daily and weekly shows, we inform, connect, and influence this audience. Our distribution spans multiple platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, plus email campaigns, newsletters, podcasts, and live event coverage. This is not a single-channel strategy. It is a multi-platform media engine. Today, our network reaches over 214,000 connections, including 51,000 on LinkedIn, 64,000 on Facebook, nearly 40,000 email subscribers, and thousands more across podcast and social platforms. While some audiences overlap, our true value is not just reach, it is relevance. We speak directly to parks and recreation directors, program managers, and industry leaders, an audience that is highly targeted and actively engaged. Through DPRS Media Network, your brand integrates seamlessly into this ecosystem. Through sponsored show segments, targeted advertisement placements, podcast features, and host-read promotions, even custom branded content. Not as interruptions, but as part of the conversation. And we don't just operate online. We attend over 15 major parks and recreation conventions each year, reaching more than 24,000 professionals in person. Through live shows, interviews, and on-site media coverage, we position our partners at the center of the industry. Every piece of content we produce is amplified across our entire network. Multiple shows, multiple hosts, multiple platforms. Your message doesn't appear once, it multiplies. This is more than advertising. It is strategic positioning within a trusted media network built specifically for the parks and recreation industry. If your goal is to reach decision makers, build credibility, and stay top of mind, then it's time to partner with DPRS Media Network. Apply for partnership or sponsorship today. Let's position your brand where the industry is already paying attention.